Welcome to week 6. This week we're going to be covering the AC, the market accelerator. This is our third dimension of trading. The AC is very sensitive. It's really one of our most sensitive signals. Every time you see the market push up or pull back, you're going to see a change in color on the histogram. So we're going to spend some time going through the AC this week, day by day, how to create a signal, when to use your signals, when not to use your signals. Just keep in mind that the AC is our most sensitive signal, so you will see many signals created. We're never going to take any signal against the gator. So go through this week, remember your computorial, your video, and Investor's Dream. It's a great place to go through and practice your signals. They're already there for you, so you'll see if you've come up with the correct one. So today is going to be day 1, and the goal for just today will be how to understand the AC and what it measures. So what is the AC? The AC is a histogram of the difference between the 534 oscillator, which is your AO, and a 5-bar simple moving average of that difference. Some things we want to think about, though, before we get into the rules of the AC, I want to talk about a little bit. The first thing that you need to remember is every time you create a signal, before you may have another signal, you must have a change in color. It's going to be on your rules, but I want to reiterate that. You must have a change in color. Another thing I want to remind you of is that, again, you don't have the gator on your charts right now. We are simply trying to learn the signals before we put it all together. And another thing about the AC I want to mention is that the AC is the most sensitive signal that we have. You're going to see changes here reflected long before you're going to see it in the price. Sometimes you're going to see signals reflected here that will never affect the price. So remember, the AC is the most sensitive signal we have. It's like a speedometer. Every time the market picks up, slows down, it feels it. You're going to see that represented in the different colored bars. Again, like the AO, the AC is going to have red and green bars. Red will mean it's lower than the previous bar. Green will mean that it's higher. So now let's go ahead and go through our rules. So for the buys, to create a buy signal above the zero line, you need 2 consecutive green bars after a color change. And we're talking about color change. You must have the color change. Don't forget it. If you want to have a buy below zero, it's going to take 3 consecutive green bars. Now think about it. If we're above the zero line, it's going to be easier to buy. So a lot of times for the AC, I think about at least a couple. It stands for at least a couple. So the least number of bars it can take to create a signal will be 2, and they must be consecutive. The maximum number of bars that it can take to create a signal will be 3, and that's consecutive green bars below zero. So if you're above zero, it's going to be easier to buy. You're going with the immediate trend, so it takes 2. If you're going against or below zero, going against the immediate trend or the immediate momentum, it's going to take 3 consecutive green bars. Okay, here's our helpful hints for the AC. If you're a basketball player, you may remember this real easy. Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan's numbers, 23, 32. What you want to see here, this is a little key. This key is meant to help you out until you learn it. This is the zero line in the middle. Notice here, 2. I've got 2 colored green. So if you're above zero and you're trying to buy, it takes 2 consecutive green bars. If you're below zero trying to buy, it's going to take 3. Just the opposite. If you are above zero and you're trying to sell, it's going to take 3 consecutive red bars. And if you're below, it's going to take 2. Okay, so today's just kind of a review to let you know where we're going. Tomorrow we're going to actually go in and create them. So we know right now that the AC is the market accelerator. It's a measure of the change of speed and momentum. It normally changes before momentum, which changes before price. And it's also the third dimension out of our 5 dimensions of the profit trading signals. So again, here's just your helpful hints for the AC. You may want to take a look at this. We're going to look at it again tomorrow. Review tonight, go through your workbook, your manual, read up about it. Make sure you do your morning pages tomorrow. And we'll get started tomorrow by creating some signals. Have a good evening.